Hi, this is Danny Jarabek here with Awards Radar. I am so delighted to have with me today Brandon Wilson and Ethan Herisse. Thank you both for joining me, and congratulations on this film. It is a phenomenal film. I had just an extraordinary experience watching it. So, congratulations on it, and thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today.
Oh, thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you for having us.
So I just wanted to start with just asking you guys both how you encountered this project. Ethan, I'll start with you and how you encountered it and how you began to just prepare for stepping into the story, which has just such immense weight and emotion behind it and real emotion and real impacts on people who experience the story. And so how did you encounter it and how did you prepare for it?
Yeah, I encountered it through a glorious email in my inbox with a self-tape request. That was I was fortunate enough to also have the script included in that, so I was able to read the script and really dive into the world that Jocelyn and RaMell wrote. And I sent the tape, and from that point on, it was about as traditional process as you can experience right now. I did the Zoom call back and then the chemistry read with Brandon in LA, and then I got the job. So very fortunate to have been brought on board a project as special as this. The preparation was, I mean, it lied mostly in uh, reading the script and also reading the book, which I started to do mostly as a fan of the script and of Colson Whitehead. And just as the process went along, it became a thing where I was learning a lot about Elwood and what makes him him, and so yeah, through reading the book and already having the script, I was just able to lean into lean into the words of these really great writers and connect with this kid that I truly admired. And yeah.
Brandon, for you?
Yeah, my you say introduction. My introduction to it was the same as Ethan's. I got an email with a self-tape request, and in that email, I was introduced to RaMell Ross as a concept. I hadn't met him yet as a person, but I went and watched Hale County this evening, his documentary that he made prior to Nickel Boys, and was just, yeah, very much inspired by that. And then I don't know what order all this happened in, but I read the sides and I watched Hale County. Yeah. And what was the second part of the question? Preparation. Oh yeah, it's gonna be kind of the same. Okay. Yeah, similarly, yeah, it starts with the words and you kind of, I also got some of the research materials in the email, so I got to learn about the Dojo School for Boys and get introduced to Colson Whitehead's book, which I didn't end up reading because I did get more and more into the script and then more and more just kind of into, I don't know, just ready to dive in, just like with all the feelings that were already there from reading the script and then getting to meet Ethan. And that's kind of like what the, what's the P word? Preparation. Just came back from lunch. My brain's not working. um, yeah, it's that's kind of the preparation, is kind of taking in all the different pieces of it. Like I get to meet Ethan, and I get to do these scenes with him, and then learn more about Turner and learn more about Elwood through exploring them with Ethan, and talking with RaMell and talking with Jocelyn, and then we get to go into these worlds that are built, and then I get to see how Turner kind of, yeah, lives in these worlds, and they all inform the movement in a different way and who these people are in a different way, and then we say the words with each other. And then life, yeah,
And then life
happens.
And of course, this story is told through such an experimental process and vision from Ramel Ross. What was the experience walking onto set and realizing that you're not only actors, but you're also camera operators in a way with this POV perspective that is clearly so triumphant in the way it's expressed in the film. What was your experience with figuring out how to kind of navigate through that process and bring emotion, even though you're not necessarily on screen when you are holding the camera in that way?
We weren't always holding the camera. That was the camera operators were either cinematographer Jomo Frey or RaMell at times, or another camera operator, Sam Ellison, who we had the opportunity to get close to physically and and like emotionally, just given the way that this was done. But we had moments, yeah, where we, I had my first day walking on the set. The first thing I did was get fitted for a rig, and I have the camera on my chest, and then take a shot of my hands. So that was like when we've been saying we were really thrust into it. Genuinely, like in every sense of the word, was like kind of thrust into it. It was the first thing that I did. And it was exciting. Like, what was running through my head was like, oh, this is cool. Like, I've never, I've always been, in a kind of just like nerdy, technical way, I've been fascinated by the camera. Not necessarily its presence in scenes, but just that its ability to capture these moments and just how, just cool looking they are. So, to be able to be up close and personal with it for a few times during the shoot, it was an exciting prospect. I was only just a little scared because I was like, I better not break this. Like, I really don't want to. I'm in like deep shit if I break this camera. So that's that's where it's the only place where I felt any fear.
And Brandon, some combination of scared and excited, likewise.
Yeah, I mean, more so excited. What did I ever? I don't think I ever concerned myself with breaking the camera.
Oh, nice. you were
I was just
free.
like, it's fine. It felt very secure. Yeah, definitely excited as well, just because I think as we were making it, you could just feel that we were doing something special and kind of different. I had no idea what it was gonna look like or how it was gonna feel, but it was, yeah. I got to wear that behind the head one sometimes that you see David wear. David had a very much more, what's the word? Smarter, more intelligent. Kind of the way he talks about exploring, like having that rig on, and like what maybe having your shoulders. How would that communicate an emotion differently, or like how he might move to not give away too much, like which, if he was Elwood or if he was Turner. I put the rig on and saw the monitor behind my head, and I just felt like I was in a video game. But yeah, very. Ethan has a question.
Also, not a question. I just remember that part of your question was how like it affected how it affected our performances, like when we, being off camera, and that was a new experience. I think at least not acting off camera, but acting off camera for as much as we did for this shoot. And I came into it kind of knowing that that's kind of what the experience would be, or was aware of it, and you can kind of make a decision. All right, do you still put your best foot forward and decide to be present with the other actor, or are you gonna half-ass it? And I wasn't going to half-ass it. I really wanted to be able to give as much as I could to Brandon or Aunjanue or whoever was going to be looking into the camera, because it's an unnatural thing to do. So we were both always there for each other, finding ways to use just the voice to like give as much as possible, like at least communicate as clearly as possible to the actor in front of the camera, so that they're informed on how you may be reacting, or they're able to kind of imagine how you may be reacting. It was It was interesting, but it was fun. It gave an opportunity to just really be free and really play, because all you're saying those lines and you're in the scene, but you're tucked behind the DP or right next to the DP.
So you speak to, and you just kind of mentioned this sense of being there for each other, and I was curious to hear a little bit about that bond that each of you two shared with this process and with this shoot, and that sense of camaraderie that I'm sure you developed too, because one of the things I really love in the film, yes, I'm seeing the friendship sweatshirt here. So clearly there's a bond between you two, and sometimes in the film when that point of view shifts and it goes from Ethan wearing the camera to Brandon, and we see that as the audience, it's really palpable. But like, how did that bond kind of generate between you two, and how that appears in the film?
Yeah, the bond felt pretty immediate. We did the chemistry read, and it had been, Ethan speaks on this sometimes, like it had been so long, I think, for both of us, like, or it's just so rare that you get to be in this casting process and actually share the room with another actor, or even be in the room with the casting director anymore. So like, I think we were both excited, just happy to be there. And and then we just got to spend. We lost our first week to COVID, and we just kind of kept hanging out. Just got a bunch of Waffle House and just kicked it. And so then it all like just kind of developed very naturally. So then when we got on set and got to explore these scenes, that chemistry was already there. So then we had that trust with one another that we could be completely open and completely vulnerable, and just make it that much more harmonious, I suppose. So then, like, all of these kind of foreign aspects that come in, looking down the lens and everything that comes in and kind of challenges us. Yeah, like you said, we had the camaraderie. We had each other that we're both exploring this new thing, and it makes it a little more, a little easier.
I'm curious too, you got the opportunity to work alongside Aunjanue Ellis-Taylor, of course, who is, I think, one of the most brilliant actors working today. What was that like, being able to share screen with her?
Yeah. And that's it. No, I mean, it's, it really is. I honestly had difficulty finding words because I was being brought back to that scene where we're sitting at the picnic table. And even though I'm off camera, I was fully in that scene. I didn't have a choice. That is, I know I said earlier I had the choice. With Aunjanue, there is no choice. She has her own gravity. She is going, it does not matter where you're at, she's going to bring you into the scene. You have no, her presence is undeniable, and you want to go as far as she goes and really give her as much as she's giving you. It's a really incredible experience to have, shared the screen with her, not once but twice now. In this case, I got to do a lot more watching, and it's just, it really is mind-blowing. And to see it in person while we were doing these scenes, and then to watch the movie and know that audiences were going to get a taste of what it's like to be brought into something, because of her, how incredible of a performer she is. I'm glad the audience gets that opportunity. It's wild. It's so wild.
Is it my turn to talk?
Ethan and Brandon, thank you so much for your time. No. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate getting the opportunity to speak with you both. Congratulations again so much on this film. It's brilliant, and I can't wait to see it again in theater again. And so thank you again for the time. Congratulations on the film, and best of luck with everything moving forward.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Jinx.